Hot stove season is here. And the Cubs, well, they're being mentioned in a lot of different trade scenarios. John Morosi, who's one of the most accredited baseball writers, says that the Cubs are in on two of the hottest starting pitchers that are out there right now, Shane Bieber and Tyler Glasnow. We talked about Glasnow earlier this week. We're going to talk about both of those options today. Welcome to the Cubs baseball channel. If you're not part of the channel yet, we want you to be there. This is our trade offer to you. Like and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up and hit the bell so you know when we're live with new content. Let's talk some Cubs baseball. What do you say, guys? I'm Mick Gillispie again. Welcome to the Cubs baseball channel. And let's get into this thing. It's going to be interesting. There's a lot of teams that need pitching. I mean, that's kind of the most important ingredient to success. And the Cubs are being mentioned right now, as I said before, by John Morosi to be involved in talks for some pretty big names. And I'm going to start with Shane Bieber. He was the ace of the Cleveland Guardians, former Cy Young Award winner. Bieber, 6-6, a 3.80 ERA, 21 starts last year, was injured, and then came back, had a couple of starts at the end of the season, and teams got a chance to look and see if he was healthy. If you make a deal to get Bieber from Cleveland, you're going to have to give up some prospects. And both the Cubs and the Reds have some minor leaguers that you'd be interested in. I think the Cubs don't have the pitching depth, but they have a lot of good position players that would be worth making a deal for. But you look at the numbers there, 21 starts, 128 innings, 34 walks, and 107 strikeouts. In his career, you know, he's on track to be one of baseball's best pitchers when it's all said and done. I mean, this is just a 6-year career, but in his career, 60-32 and a career 3.27 ERA. You got to love the fact that that he is a starter and he's got, you know, the ability to strike out guys. And I think that's, you know, over a strikeout per inning, what the analytics crowd likes. He was the Cy Young Award winner, if you remember, in 2020, that COVID-shortened season. He went 8-1 that year and had a 163 earned run average. He was also fourth in MVP. But the year before that, he went 15-8, 2019, and was fourth in the Cy Young. And then in 2022, he was seventh in Cy Young voting at 13-8 and a 2.88 ERA. So, I mean, he's great. And you know that Cleveland has been one of those teams that continuously finds a way to make the playoffs. And you know, we gave Tito Francona a lot of credit for being able to win, even though that felt like they were always trading, a lot like Milwaukee, you know, trading in the midst of a run to the postseason. So that's what Bieber looks like. I don't know enough about the Guardians to tell you, you know, what their farm system has or doesn't have. But I've mentioned this before. You know, executives, when you trade a top line starter like this, you're going to want some pitching back in return. And for the Cubs, you know, maybe some guys that you would consider sending back could be some of the guys that we've seen that really, you know, haven't quite figured it out at the big league level yet. Wisniewski seems to be one of those guys. Killian seems to be one of those guys. But I can't imagine them trading Wicks. Maybe you trade Brown, but, you know, I don't know. I kind of feel like if I was the Cubs, I'm going to keep him. Unless I get, you know, someone that's under control for a long time. where it pays off if he goes out and has a Dylan Cease type of career. And then Cade Horton, who's the Cubs' top pitching prospect, got a good look at him last year. I really believe in this guy and what he brings to the table. So I think he's going to be a potential ace in the near future. I don't think you would trade him unless you'd have to get something back that would just knock your socks off. And, getting rental pitchers to me isn't one of those trade scenarios. The other guy that Morosi talked about, saying that the Cubs and the Reds were both interested, was Tyler Glasnow. We talked about him the other day, the Tampa Bay Rays pitcher, the former Pirate. And it's kind of the same thing as Bieber. The injuries mount up on these guys, and as good as they are, you worry about investing so much into a starting pitcher that's not available to help you win games. And I think that starting pitching, keeping guys healthy is an art. It's really tough. And I can remember Cub executive Bobby Basham telling me, who I knew as a player, he said, pitching hurts. It's painful, and that's because, a guy like him was an excellent pitcher in the Reds system and a skyrocketing prospect. You get sidetracked by these injuries, and he never had the career that he could have had, but he was a really great pitcher. And that insight, even though it's as simple as that is, it makes a lot of sense, and that's why so many of these guys get hurt. And when you find a guy who's able to do it and stay healthy, you really got something and have success, right? So these are two that we're going to keep an eye on, Bieber and Glasnow, and see kind of where the Cubs are with these two moving forward. And, people have said this, and I don't really know if this is true or not, but maybe if you get a deal done, it would entice Shohei Ohtani to sign with your team. Like, hey, look, we just got Glasnow, or we just got Bieber, like that shows that we're dedicated to win. My gut feeling is he's going to make a decision based on what's best for him. I know winning's a part of it, but I just don't know if making a trade for a pitcher right now would be something that would, kind of tip him over the scales to a specific team or not. I think it's going to come down to who he feels the most comfortable with, and, the situation that works best for him and his family, because he's going to get money no matter where he goes. That's not going to be an issue. Talked about it yesterday, but I want to bring it up again. Cody Bellinger, the comeback player of the year. So if you didn't see that video, we talked about Cody Bellinger, but what a joy it was watching him play every day. Loved him. Loved the way that he showed up and made the team better, the clutch hitting, the hustle. He looked like a guy that had a great time doing what he did every day. And I don't always feel like that when I'm watching major leaguers, and a former MVP that was, trying to get back on his feet again after having, 2 straight years where he just wasn't the guy that we all know he is now. So when they put this award together in 2005, the Cubs just never had someone to win this, and he's the first guy to win it. So congratulations to him. It really is. I think it's one of the best honors you can get in baseball, is to win the comeback player of the year, because it shows that you didn't quit. When the chips were down, and you see a lot of guys disappear. This guy came all the way back and is one of baseball's best players again. And I think that whether he goes to the Giants or the Yankees or the Dodgers, back to the Dodgers, although I don't think that'll happen, wherever he ends up, his season with the Cubs was fantastic. And who knows, maybe he comes back to the Cubs. I think we would all love to see him back in a Cubs uniform, but that's here nor there. The 2023 season is memorable, and it's memorable because of the effort that he put forth. So congratulations to him. All right, guys, we're going to be watching for other breaking news as this thing rolls on here. Any day we could get word on Shohei Ohtani. And if something breaks, if one of these trades gets done, you know that you can come straight here. And as soon as I can get out the information to you, we'll be out and help talk all about what's going on, in the news with the Cubs. Also want to tell you guys this. The channel right now is sponsored by the Tennessee Smokies, smokiesbaseball.com/store. With the holiday season coming, whether it's Hanukkah, whether it's Christmas, or whether it's another holiday that you celebrate, it's a great time to go out there and check out some really cool Cubs and Cubs affiliate gear at their team store. They won their first championship in 45 years, and they've got the gear to prove it. And again, that's smokiesbaseball.com/store. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll do it again tomorrow.